You are now rocking with the Patio PolitiCz.
You hear. What up? What's the deal, world? It's your friendly neighborhood man, J5TH. We underneath the patio for another one, man. We got a great one today, man. Trouble T Mills in the building.
Yes, sir.
King Mac Millie in the building.
Hey,
King Kendon in the building, man.
Hey.
We here, we live, man. Make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe, man. All that good stuff. Today, man, we're going to be talking about success versus survival, right? The black man's dilemma in America. KKK. Hey, all right. Success versus survival, man. The black man's dilemma in America, man. How is it looking? What is it like? Success versus our survival. Are we still dealing with the detriment and degradation, man? Degradation of what's happening to our people and all that, man. So it's going to get deep. It's going to get deep, man. This is for all our fellas out there. Make sure y'all got an open ear, open mind, and open heart. And even you ladies, too, that's watching, man. Make sure y'all listening to understand. Not listening to rebuttal and combat. This ain't for clickbait shit or none of that, man. But we're going to be talking some real things, man. Things that y'all should consider and pay attention to because it might be advantageous to your growth in your relationship and strengthening your black king that you got. So we getting deep, y'all. But, man, again, like, share, subscribe. And we'll be back after the theme. Y'all know what it is, man.
We hope you stay a while, cause it's right for life. Trying to be part of your life. We got whatever you like. Come on and just give us a try, yeah. Cause it's right for life. Trying to be part of your life. We got whatever you like, yeah. Come on and just give us a try, yeah. I said it's right for life. Come in with the shows that you like. We tryna be the best on the mic. DJ playing cuts that you like, yeah. It could be the start of your day, or maybe just the end of your night. But if you rock it with us, Patio PolitiCz is gonna do you right. Oh, cause it's right for life. Tryna be part of your life, yeah. We got whatever you like. Come on and just give us a try, yeah. Cause it's right for life. Trying to be part of your life. We got whatever you like. Come on and just give us a try, yeah. We hope you stay a while.
Hope you stay a while, man, because if you don't, fellas, man,
I'm gonna make us struggle harder.
Damn. Then it already is?
Yep.
Damn, it's going to be one of them shows, man. Welcome back, y'all, man. Y'all know what it is. It's the Patio PolitiCz. We underneath the patio. And if you're just tuning in, before we tell you the topic, make sure you like, share, subscribe. Today, we're going to be talking about success versus survival. The black man's dilemma in America. KKK.
Hey.
3 Ks.
Hey.
Man.
Yeah, man. K's if you're blood. So, yeah, all that LA shit. But yeah, y'all, man. So I got a question for y'all fellas, man. Black man navigating in corporate America versus entrepreneurship. What is that like? What does that sound like to y'all? Being in a corporate world versus entrepreneurship. Like what is and what I mean by corporate world, that's regular 9 to 5 shit.
A damn struggle on both ends.
White collar, you mean?
Yeah, white collar,
Okay.
Yeah. But okay. I'll go ahead.
I'm gonna say it could be spook who sat by the door setting itself up for more.
Man, okay. Elaborate on that, Ryder.
Like using the corporate world as a crutch or as a ladder, as you will, to be able to then branch off and become an entrepreneur and be self-sufficient.
Man. And for y'all that don't know, man, just to add context to that, The Spook That Sat by the Door is a dope ass book. And it's also a movie too. Make sure y'all read the book and watch the movie. Man, they're very parallel, but it's about a black CIA agent, a man who's training to become a CIA agent. And once he does that, he leaves the agency. He's at the top of his class. Once he gets all the information and digests it and understands it, he leaves the CIA agent and he starts working in a community, but he's teaching the gang there all the CIA tactics and take them from the drugs and all that and start making them militant and teaching them everything he learned in the CIA. Dope ass, phenomenal movie. So to add to what my king brother was saying, learning if you have a regular 9 to 5 or whatever the case may be, or blue collar job, working in corporate America, taking the aesthetics and essentials and information that you're getting from there to be an off branch to jumpstart your entrepreneurship. You get what I'm saying? And taking everything you're learning from there to apply to your own business that you may be creating, whether it's a food truck, restaurant, clothing business, record label, music label, film company, all that type of shit, man. So yeah, Mac and T, y'all got anything for that?
Okay. With kind of how general that was, I'll say, do you want me to comment on how I feel about it, or like
Yeah, because it's a versus. Like, what do you think like is more of the struggle for the black man? Working in corporate America or just doing entrepreneurship?
Well, I would say for one, it's definitely entrepreneurship. And I'm speaking on that from true entrepreneurship, not the buzzword everybody's using today of, you know, well, I do hair on the side, so or
that's my business.
You know, or I'm pushing t-shirts, so I'm an entrepreneur and I got my own, you know.
Yeah.
No shade to anybody who does that, but I don't hear black people a lot of times pushing for businesses to have initial public offerings.
Yeah. And what do you mean by that? For those that are
okay, so this is not to degrade anybody out there who's a black business owner, but I hear everybody talking about, you know, who's more educated, who's starting businesses. We doing all this stuff, and then when you get down to the nitty gritty, I'm like, all right, are you producing any natural resources? Do you import, export anything? Do you is your business listed on a major stock exchange? So
man, T, that's extra as fuck.
No. But I mean, why are we not pushing for that?
Like it's levels to this shit. You understand?
But well, okay. What I was gonna address is probably gonna come up later in the show, so I'll save it.
Okay, but I was gonna say, because you said why are we not pushing for it? I think because we lack the knowledge of it.
Yeah.
So a lot of people don't know about the things that you was talking about, the import and export and the natural resources and things of that nature. We don't have knowledge of that shit. We lack it, and I would say that would be the benefit of going to corporate America to learn those type of things.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
That connects to my previous answer and the one that I have now to connect it all together. If you ain't got a plan, it's a struggle.
Man, that part.
Message.
So the spook who sat by the door analogy only works when you have a community that you are sneaking the information back to that can then rise up, and not necessarily, we always think of the revolutionary way, burn shit down, but to rise up as a team, as one, as communal, to do certain things. So like, yeah, people might say I'm reaching on that, but it's like, well, you always hear about people attempting to do Forex or attempting to do stocks and whatnot, and it's like, well, do you really understand how that stuff actually works?
Yeah.
Or are you just following what you saw on Fox Business? So when I say that, I say like, everybody who keeps saying I got my own business and this and that and the other, and I'm like, but are you the business, or is the business able to function without you, where you can build 10 more businesses?
Yeah.
Most people are just their own boss.
Is your business running right now as we speak?
You know, I would say a lot of businesses wouldn't necessarily depends on the individual, but on the product.
That part.
Like with where's the value coming from? Because you got to find value in something. And I agree with what you were saying, King Brother. But I was saying, like, what if you don't have a people? Can you then create a system?
See, but here's the issue. Okay, so I was gonna bring this up later in the show. I didn't want to monopolize the convo, but even what I've gone over with students, everything comes back down to capital.
Right on.
Capital is everything. It don't matter. You can have the dopest whatever. All Whitey ever goes after is capital. That's why he's not concerned with the NBA being all white anymore. That's why he's not concerned with dominating all our realms and whatnot. As long as I can get in front of it. So yeah, you guys go ahead and dominate football. I'm gonna make sure we the owners though.
Yeah.
You guys go ahead and dominate XYZ.
I think too, and that goes back to like what Max said. Like if you ain't got a plan, then you know what is it? Then it's a struggle. It's all about purpose too. Let's take corporate America for example. What am I working for? Am I working to survive because I've been taught to stay on this hamster wheel of life? Or am I working to live or living to work?
Yes.
Versus entrepreneurship, I have a purpose. I'm not just selling t-shirts or whatever just because it's a gimmick or just because it's a hustle. You know, to me, a hustle is no purpose because the only reason you hustling is to gain capital.
Yeah.
And just to give that capital
no other
to
reason
Whitey.
behind
It ain't no other reason behind. It ain't to pour into your community. It ain't to pour into that. So I believe purpose has a lot to do with the entrepreneurship. Are you getting this because the spook that sat by the door, it could be for the revolutionary, and if you got a community of people, But I too believe it could be metaphoric for even if you're a solo entrepreneur as well, because a lot of people don't get into business for capital. Entrepreneurship. Yeah.
Like you got the mom and pop shop.
But let me ask you
who
this.
just want to be in a community.
Yeah.
And they just want to fund a community and want to make sure everybody around here is good because that's the value of life that matters to them.
Yeah. Would you call church capital?
In what way?
I mean, would you call that like corporate a business?
It is.
Yeah, heck yeah.
Okay, yeah.
it is.
Like,
Yeah,
What
no.
if they don't have a 501c3?
yeah, see?
But think about it. Okay, so I can just say that like at this point later in life, as I even start reading about all these different things, I'm like, dang, ain't no such thing as a nonprofit. One of my teacher mentors, I won't mention him by name, but we was talking about he was saying once, he was like, man, my last professor in college taught me how to launder money. I was like, launder money? He's like, bro, everything is money laundering.
Everything.
He's like, all you got to do with money laundering is all you're doing is putting on paper to show officially where this money came from. He's like, do you not know that you can have 3 bank accounts and circle money around them for months at a time, and it'll help you get loans to show that, hey, look, you have this coming in every single month. All you gotta be able to do is prove it on statements. Now, not to get off the topic, but back to the whole corporate versus entrepreneur thing. Not that it's not a noble thing that people get into entrepreneurship because of purpose, but our entrepreneurship versus their entrepreneurship, capital still rules all.
Well, yeah,
and you have to go,
to.
but you have to go for capital, because even if you're an entrepreneur, you're going to the bigger entrepreneurs to again ask for handout. That's why they keep us from getting resources.
Yeah, I don't think you have to go to them, but I think when we find resources outside of them, that's when they come to us.
Yeah.
And it becomes about capital, taxes.
But they take it from
Leverage.
us in some way.
Yeah, taxes. That's what
But they
I'm
need
saying.
us just as much as we need them.
Exactly.
But they are slowly finding a way to acquire and take it from
They're
us.
using us in a way that we're not able to use.
Like put it this way: if all of South Central was like a black nation of its own, take all areas. I don't know how the sets divide themselves. Take all areas and say what we had coming out of South Central that the rest of the community needed was we had a unique form of oil. It still is something that they're going to attempt to acquire, which is why gentrification happens.
Yeah.
Which is why they cut side deals with us with, Malcolm X talks about the white liberal, the difference in the fox and the wolf. The fox bites you just like the wolf, but pretends to be your friend. Mm-hmm. They see capital there. They don't see Whitey doesn't play fractions.
But that'll make the show about capitalism though. If it all just gonna be circled around
Because we can
capital.
we can fight for ownership. Like it
Exactly.
depends on the product that we're selling. If I don't need nobody else to make this product, how the hell can they come and tax my shit?
Exactly.
I know we living out here, and I know there's
And then certain states don't do tax. So
got
there's
certain-
ways.
I got the only
It's loopholes.
ingredient. I'll slide up out of here real quick.
I just don't see where they haven't come and eventually taken stuff from us. So that's what
I mean, it's
Hey, and it's
happened
cool.
before.
They're gonna do that.
It's happened.
It's cool, but I think that's a part of the game. That's
Yeah.
a part of entrepreneurship. Is
Because
that realizing that it's not only me that's gonna be eating from this pot. Everybody else, like it's other people that gotta eat for this shit to be sufficient too.
Even if they
Because you
come
got
and
people who
take
gonna
it
have to
from
make
you.
the product. You're gonna have the people who are gonna have to do the work that you ain't gonna want to do at a point in time. You know what I mean? Or that you won't be able to do.
So would that also legitimize an argument for the drug game then?
It's the same thing. It's
It's
one and
still
the
about
same.
capital. At the end of the day.
It's-
And they have their hand in that shit too.
It's gonna
Okay.
always be, and they got the leverage, so it's always gonna be about capital.
Yep.
Man.
Okay.
Yep.
And I only said that to relate it to the whole corporate versus entrepreneur thing, because both routes you're attempting to get the capital
Yeah.
to be able to do for your own.
Yeah.
And I think what you were getting at with the corporate thing is, do you go and work for somebody else and get that till you can build your own up? Essentially a form of sharecropping maybe, or do you just go and
Well, I
make it
mean,
entirely on your own?
my purpose will go to be to see managerial things,
Okay.
CEO tactics,
Okay.
meeting, organization, structure, breakdown, all that type of shit, and then take it and form my own entrepreneurship and take from every part of corporate America, use them how they use us.
Okay.
A man with a plan. You
Because
gotta go in.
even if it's let's say I create a business and it's not about capital for me, if my purpose is change, and Whitey does see that change happening to a mass of people, then they're going to come. Now, say I got my whole capital in line, they're gonna attempt to hit me with that way. Well, where's your taxes? Is this a nonprofit? They gonna do that bullshit. If I got all my ducks in order, which is why you always need a good white friend who knows that shit, that can kind of give you the whispers. Like, they're like the reverse Sambo or the reverse house honky. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They, you know what I'm saying? But they fuck with us.
I just think that's where we often run into problems, though, because we have to find, like, they don't have to find a black friend.
Yes, they do.
To escalate in capital.
Shit, yes, they do. Jerry Jones, yes, they do. They need to know what's going on in the street. They need to hear the whispers in the locker room. They need. That's what that said. They have them.
But they have the capital to pay people off. Every man has his price, right?
Not every man.
But I mean, the same way they dismantled the Panthers and everything else is, look, I can go in there and find out who I can feed a little bit. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. I feel a man with no integrity has a price. You know, because he can be bought. His loyalty can be bought.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
He's gonna follow the money.
He gonna follow the money, and if he's like that, then you can't trust him. So that's why I said, there are people, if you create a business that's not capital based, if they see the change in that shit, they're going to come to you. You ain't gotta come to them. They're gonna figure out, well, how you getting your resources? How you doing this? Having a hand in shit, because they see it's attracting a lot of change in a community where they had a plan for this and that. Okay, for example, right? Like, they got what's that hood shit that they with the old OGs that they in certain sections of South Central, grid. They got programs like that, right? But what they do is have us turn against each other. So now the grid is like on some neighborhood watch shit. Okay. You got the youngsters and the people my age like, well, that's some snitching shit, because they working with the cops to reduce the crime in the hood. But if our big homie is supplying us with weaponry with serial numbers on it, when some shit do crack, because I want to go Cowboys and Indians, my big homie can say, oh, well, it's this number right here. Yeah. Or they'll say, oh, this number was sold to this dude, like that type of shit. So now they turned us against each other because they see the change that it can make. Okay. But they again, that's that house nigga shit, though. They infiltrate our own to do it, and they get on podcasts talking about it, doing this and that. And these brothers were really ex-killers who was terrorizing the street, but they really want to make a change in a community to break the color barriers and bring both sides, Bloods and Crips and criminals, overs, together as one. Okay. To basically reinvent what gangs was created for in the first place. Right. But
the neighborhood.
Yeah, but when they see that change, man, they send people in there to fuck shit up, to create beef all over again. Okay. You know what I'm saying?
Like other podcasters and shit.
Man, that part.
The community.
That part. Man. And you have the Sambos on these podcasts who go along with the bullshit.
Right. That shit is too easy.
Inside. Yeah, oh yeah, it is.
And niggas who come from a place who's supposed to have a code, but now they taking the code to the internet, man.
To the internet, yeah.
And see, on the internet, I can hide and nobody ever has to know where I am.
Well, see, the sad part is the Sambos that they got can't hide. The person who runs it, they can hide. Because guess what? They pull up with security, armed security. Yeah. So I got this off-duty officer. Y'all, I know y'all ain't shooting at him or fighting him because he an officer.
And we got to go back to them same trenches that we stirring up shit in.
Yep. That shit ties to capitalism and systematic oppression against our people. Yeah. And I believe that's one of the biggest dilemmas that we have too. You gotta look at too. It was a guy trying to create a farm, like Farmer's John. With healthy shit, vegan shit, all that, but growing his own produce and all that. Man, they hit him with so many fines and shit, all because he ain't gotta go to y'all. He's registered to have animals on his land. He got his own acres and all that. Yep. They start, and when it get like that, the fucked up thing, I feel our biggest dilemma is they get to make the rules and change the rules. Yeah. When they're not involved in it.
Shahrazad Ali said that.
Yeah, hell yeah. Well, shout out to her. They don't fuck. The sisters don't fuck with her because she 100. Yeah. She said if your woman get out of line,
too much truth.
You backhand her and put her in her place. And a lot of sisters don't like that. Shout out to you, man. She's the truth.
Well, I was referring to other points, but
I'm just saying, shit. Polygamy, she's the truth, and she's a married woman that's happily married, that's still true. With her dude.
That's true.
So they can say what they want.
She understands.
She's married though.
That's true. She did make that very point. With what we were getting at, and that's one that like I look at in the terms of like why I guess you have to look more towards like just focusing on capital while looking at your purpose, because she was saying, she was like, y'all keep complaining about white folks when white folks don't even follow their own rules. They change their own rules when it's convenient for them and it no longer works.
Yeah.
Find
You know?
loopholes.
Yep,
They actually they already have loopholes created for
Yes.
when this shit happen. They be steps ahead.
But they actually eat each other. Like when we talk about racism, nobody ever talks about the fact that they eat each other.
Yeah,
in the
of course.
sense of like when we teach the students, most of the students didn't even know when we talked about racism that classism amongst whites accelerated racism.
Yeah.
Because rich whites would tell poor whites, at least you're not a nigger.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing. One of the biggest dilemmas is we can't have shit without them fucking up.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the thing. They need us more than we need them.
Yeah.
But like Kay said, the shit that they done planned and plotted, this shit was decades ago. They knew about affirmations. They knew about soul ties, generational curses, strongholds. They master manipulated that shit. It's like voodoo. It can
Why you
work.
think Out in the Devil was hidden?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. A lot of other shit, like look at The Way of the Superior Man, shit like that, like books like that. The Spook That Sat by the Door. These should be actual studies and a part of curriculums in schools to teach our young black men and all that.
And the fact that this fucking crazy ass one that they got, the fact that when the cost of living increase,
yeah,
the minimum, and then they said, oh, minimum wage is going up too. But the minimum wage is only meeting what the fuck the world is about to attest to. So saying that,
and it's still, but it's still minimum wage though.
It's still minimum wage,
higher minimum wage.
It ain't went nowhere.
It's not going nowhere.
It ain't changed nothing.
That's the same thing going on with these policies, man. Behind, just in a different format.
Well, they count on our ignorance on that. Like what most people don't understand about.
What can we do about it?
Yeah.
All I need to do
it
is
ain't ignorance no more though.
Yeah, no, it's all I need to do.
It's almost like they put nothing in a stalemate. They tying their hand behind your back, like sit back.
I don't think it's ignorance.
It is a stalemate. Though.
Now,
it's great. Yeah.
Now it's stupidity.
It's blatant.
Yeah.
It's stupidity
because you see it live.
We know better now. Mm-hmm. We just don't give a fuck, and you gotta understand they not sitting in these meeting rooms plotting high as fuck.
You don't give a fuck because you don't think there's nothing you can do about it.
No, but that's what I'm saying. They manipulated that to work for decades. So now it's a curse. But we do know we can do shit about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
We do know. What do you say?
In fear.
Yeah. What do you say to the NFL players that if we all take a knee and say fuck this, we ain't playing football? That's your NFL.
Yeah,
that's trillions lost, endorsements lost.
Yep.
Same thing with the NBA.
Yep.
But they're gonna fix that shit quick. What do we need to do?
Yeah, but see, that's the only way we can get their attention.
Niggas better assimilate. Niggas for life.
But it comes down to the person too being willing to also have that discipline as well. Because again, when I said that every man has his price, there's always that one in there. You know, they're like, all right, well, we'll get rid of you all. We might take an L for 2 or 3 years.
Shit, now it's more than that. It's 100 per 10 real dudes.
Man.
For 10 righteous black men, you got 100 Sambos. That's gonna be like, shit, he can take that knee. I'm not.
They look
fuck that. I ain't fucking up my This my contract year.
It's easier to be on their team than it is to create one that will never lose.
Yeah,
again.
Exactly. Hold up, we
stay in slavery.
Hold that. We gonna take a break, man. Y'all don't go nowhere. We getting deep, man, on the Patio PolitiCz. Y'all know what's up, man. Keep it locked.
Yeah.
I just don't trust them. Never trust a hired man. If he'll serve you for one price, he'll for sure serve another for a higher one.
Man, it was this one time, before we even took the council to the level it is, Khaled looked me dead in my eyes, Mike, and he asked me, was I ready?
Shit's still brewing up out there from all that other shit. But you know I'm not one for running and hiding. But we need to be ready for what's about to come.
Cedric Game. Messiah Williams. Yes, man. I didn't get your name, son.
Excuse my friend. He's not into politics either.
I see. not regrets. Because at the end of the day, that's the price you pay, taking matters into your own hands to bring about justice in a community that you love.
You are now rocking with the Patio PolitiCz.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Welcome back, man. Y'all know what it is. It's the Patio PolitiCz. If y'all just tuning in, before you get briefed on what we talking about, make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe, please. Information is below. Look at the ticker. Check us out every Tuesday at 6 p.m.
Follow us on the Patio PolitiCz.
Yep, please do on all social media platforms.
Tap in.
Yes, shout out to the sponsors. But we talking about success versus survival. You know, the black man's dilemma in America. KKK.
Question across the board.
Yes, sir.
Do you think we could ever be just successful without the struggle?
No. No, not at all.
I don't even think nature has it that way.
Nah, we wouldn't want to be, because we wouldn't be able to even
appreciate it.
Yeah, that, or just, you know, the struggle is what makes you adaptable. The struggle is what they hate us the most for, because, you know, we continue to adapt and won't go away.
I think if we didn't have one struggle, we'll have another.
Exactly.
Like we'll be trading something for the other.
Yeah.
I don't want to say that nobody doesn't have a struggle, but do you think that ours is the worst?
Yes. Ours and Latinos, I believe, are the worst.
You know what you can ponder on that too. When and I've noticed you can do this in rooms of white folks here and there, because I've done it in the educational environment. Nobody wants to trade places with us. That's it. You ain't even got to argue about we deal with this and your group deals with that and you dealt with this and your Holocaust was this. You would not trade places with me in a heartbeat. Yeah,
but if you look at another dilemma, like we get the shitty end of the stick in life from our women. Yeah,
that's
like you said, we go through shit and it's just like, well, get over that. They tell us that was slavery. Well, it's y'all free now, when technically we really not free. See, freedom, they think freedom is a physical thing. Freedom is a state of mind. Come on. At the end of the day,
freedom would be to put us. Well, like when they say the ones who say, you know, we'll go back to Africa or leave this country. And I'm like, well, we didn't bring ourselves here. So that means every one of us, you all need to book us all a trip. Oh, and you also need to give us back pay for 400 years.
But why would you even entertain a conversation with people like, y'all motherfuckers ain't from here? Y'all picked us up on the way from where y'all from. Go back to Europe.
Right.
Y'all ain't been in the household to understand our mama. She taught us like this. Our grandmother taught her like this. And great-grandparents taught like this, to where you understand this shit is systematic. So that then when our kids do get an opportunity to open up in the real world, they have a less advantage than these other kids. Yes, we have the same opportunities on the outskirts, like we can make certain choices, but now these choices are coming at they're at a different quality now because of what we've been fed coming up. Based off of the shit that was fed systematically.
That part.
Well, most of them will make the same excuses though that they'll claim that you're clinging to, but switch up just a few little things, because the way they talk about it is as if our history started when they said because I'm like, well, you know, technically I shouldn't actually be here. Oh my God, leave that alone. And I'm like, well, why we got to keep pressing George Washington and Paul Revere in history if you guys ain't gonna tell everybody they also were slave owners?
They not, because then it'll be a civil war and it'll be a war that they can't face, and then it'll become a world war, because other countries ain't gonna sit back and be like, damn.
Not at all. Not even a little.
Now it's a civil war going on. These motherfuckers is bringing out the military. They're out. This ain't even a fair fight.
Yeah.
Now when you got Africa, you got China, you got everybody saying, okay, nah, y'all being the problem now to your own people. We got to come in and help, because y'all got military shit now. Against unarmed people or people with handguns.
Always.
And y'all got it's always been that. It's always been that shit. And I feel like, see, for us, it's very hard, because now in times, a little boy can't look at a Jerry Jones or a Jeannie Buss and say, I want to own a team. So growing up, I've always aspired to join a team. We know Once he get out of school, he can go to college for it, have a doctorate, all that type of shit, like Dr. Jerry Buss. We know they're only gonna allow him so far up in the ladder.
Oh yeah.
And then even if he do find a way, they like, well, you ain't gonna own no NFL team or no NFL team. So you might have to go and create this offshore arena league or this offshore basketball league.
Did.
Like Ice Cube did. And it's still issues with that.
Even look how limited Magic is.
See? Yeah.
I mean, we've seen ballers.
Yeah. Nah, that's what I'm saying.
Same shit.
So I think other nationalities don't have that dilemma and struggle as we do.
As we do.
Yeah. We it's like we're born to fail. And even if we do climb up that ladder, they just gonna keep knocking it down or adding another ladder on top of that one, until it fuck you up to where you just like, fuck this.
Well, see, I know you threw in the Latinos in there, but I'd have to say that we still have it worse there too, because I feel like we are the only nationality that everybody feels like we owe them a performance on why to trust us or see us, as better. Like for instance, or as good. Like everybody is all, oh, you know what? You're not like the others. You know how many times we heard that bullshit.
Well, I say Latinos because I know their history too.
Yeah.
And the white people created that negative narrative or discussion of where we start being like, well, my struggle better than yours because the Jews jump in that shit too.
Yeah.
Then you got the Japanese that jump in and say, well, what about us? When they relocated, y'all didn't see. So they created that whole thing where like, we gonna stir up the pot and back up and let them argue to see who got it worse.
Right.
When we ain't been through shit. Yeah.
Right.
Well, the only thing that I will say that's indifferent, not necessarily saying that it's a better or worse thing, but we over here, especially as what they call us African Americans, there's no like place for us to go back to. You can never just be like, I've had enough of this country, I'm going back to my homeland. I don't know what flag or what language.
I mean, we built this motherfucker.
My people spoke. Yeah, but I didn't decide that that's the flag I wanted. I didn't decide like. We live as like, a passenger to what the nation does.
Yeah.
Everybody else who complains about their struggle has a place to go back to.
Exactly.
World War II only lasted so long. So when they talk, they push that upon us. But I'm like, y'all say that we need to get over something. I'm like, look at how black people are. If we actually had somewhere to, go back to, you don't think a number of our people would have exited already?
Yeah.
Hey, you know what though, man? I ain't even trying to make it like this, but it was just on my spirit. I think we do got a place to go back to, but that becomes the problem. We thinking that it's somewhere exterior, but really our place to come back to is internal.
Internally. Yeah.
I think that shit
right here.
We are what we
and
we are.
I know
exactly.
we're talking about what we're talking about, but I'm just saying that to say we see that the communities are thriving in ways that they never have before because of us tapping in on a collective.
It is. You still have that effective environment though.
For sure though. Not
we gonna have that. That comes with the struggle though. And like to answer Matt's question, I believe, man, with great power comes struggle, comes great struggle, and we are a powerful people. So that's gonna come. Now I don't believe that's ever gonna. I mean, look at the shit we've overcame.
Man,
you think
still overcome. Man,
you think that's why we public enemy #1 still?
Exactly. We always gonna be that.
Because we can take it.
Yep.
Well,
and prosper.
They can.
The lashings are just a little bit different. The lashes are like Kay said. We gonna give y'all a boost. You cotton pickers and sharecroppers.
Give y'all a boost
in minimum wage.
Boost.
Yeah, but we gonna raise your rent higher though.
Oh yeah.
So what was $1,400 last week ain't the price now. Now it's gonna be $2,400.
It's 22, but we only raised you up a dollar.
You happy about your $5-10 raise, but
you know what people also don't understand about that, and I got flack on this in the last election too, because it wasn't even about the candidate. It was just I made the argument even in the barbershop and people were hating. When you talk about raising minimum wage, that does not mean that it's a good thing for everybody, because if you raise minimum wage, that doesn't mean other medium wages go up as well too. So now what you have is teachers only making $1.50 more than Taco Bell workers.
Yeah.
Now you have, okay, well, hey, we're gonna raise the minimum wage. I can make $20 an hour at Starbucks. Okay, well, yeah. Now that I'm somebody who's been in the game working on, I don't know, cars or whatever, some kind of more median level job,
20 years,
those wages are not going up.
Yeah.
And then if you just look at the principle of pay people minimum wage at a restaurant, if a plate costs $15 and minimum wage is $20, how many plates you got to sell before everybody working there?
Yeah, but people don't look at it like that. The shit ain't gonna stop until we start.
Yeah.
And it's hard for us to start because, again, for every 10 real dudes you got that's ready to make a change, and I said we're going to honor this pack for the next 6 months, we're going to stand on this. You got 100 more that's like, nah, we're going to tell Massa what they doing, what they got planned. So guess what? Massa like, let me start already getting 10 replacements in order. Let me start interviewing 10 more people because these motherfuckers trying to start a revolt or plan on walking out of work and picketing outside and doing this and that. That's how it worked because the other 100, they don't want to lose out on their bonus. Yeah. They don't want to lose their PDOs and all this shit. Mm-hmm. That type of shit. That shit is like systemic. Now let me ask y'all this. Go ahead, Matt.
I was just gonna say, if we not living life, why are we so scared to fucking die?
Yeah. Yeah.
At their hands.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
personal. That's where it becomes personal for real.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. That's a great question. Let me ask y'all, systemic racism, does it affect the black man's success today?
1,000 million %. Hell yeah.
Yes.
Okay, how?
It can.
Okay.
It can.
Okay, how can it, King brother? Lace me. Lace me up. Lace my shoes. Or T, whoever wanna.
Shit, where do we start?
And we ain't gotta make it broad, right? But just
Well,
for one, I'm gonna say with this child support shit that we was talking about, right?
Yeah.
So systematically. Oh, okay. Well, fuck that. Systematic racism. You said just for growth, right?
Mm-hmm.
Could I tailor it to the streets?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
for
please.
sure. One thing I can say for sure, Ronald Reagan, man, the war on drugs, right? Man, that's one of the coldest ones I can say. So boom, you got crack and you got crack cocaine. Now, as a drug, they're supposed to be considered the same thing, right? Oh. Now, you got crack, it's just more step-tone. It got more, more additives in there to stretch out the product and make it more than what it is. Now, the stepped-on product to make it more than what it is usually found in the black community. But again, crack and cocaine is the same thing. Yep. Now, when the war on drugs came, it would give people more time for crack than they do for cocaine. Cocaine was more found in the predominantly white communities because people with more money,
blue collar drug,
people with more money could afford
it. Yeah,
but the people in the crack communities, man, come on, they only can get what they can get. So the people who was holding the crack and selling the crack, when they got caught up, the time that they got was much more time than the man that was got for the same type of drug, but just across the city,
and more expensive too.
And so the Ronald Reagan, he specifically placed the war on drugs for these type of drugs to where majority of the people that was getting caught up in the systems during those times was black and brown. The communities that they found it in.
Yep.
You can't tell me that ain't something that's systematic. Like, it's the same drug. Y'all putting laws in place that's hiding underneath the surface. And yeah, people go back to blaming it on the people like, oh, well, they shouldn't make those choices. They shouldn't be drug dealers. Yeah. Right? That's another story. But we see the game that's going on though, man. Like it's a game that's being played to where you seeing people, they not noticing the loopholes that they caught up in.
Yeah, we don't manufacture the drugs, people. Let's keep that.
And Easy said that. He said you get them from Colombia. He said guns come from Russia. He's like, we don't.
The drugs was brought in to fund the war. Man. Yeah, the CIA brought that in to fund the war. The CIA was giving the dope to Rick Ross.
Yep.
Rick Ross was the man that
and I want to say not all systems are bad. It's just all about who's in control of the system that you're in.
And that's one thing. I mean, he explained one aspect of it. Look, I'm an educator. I've been in that whole system. So where do you want me to start? Yeah. Look at the way that schools where black and brown kids are versus the others. Yeah. I mean, I've been at white schools where you got 16-year-old white girls complaining about patriarchy and how pitifully unfair their lives are when they're coming to school in designer heels and daddy's Tesla, and they get fed gourmet food for lunch, or you got black kids over here eating out of a truck.
Processed food, man.
Processed food.
What the poison.
Do you know that when I was teaching film at that school I call it Plantation, I was like, I had a student that literally, I was like, why are y'all always eating in my class? I'm like, man, y'all need to come ready to. And they were like, we hungry, mister. And I was like, well, look, why don't you go get this before we start filming? She comes back and she doesn't want to eat the food. She's like, mister, I've had better food at a homeless shelter. The classrooms, the way that they're set up, they're overcrowded.
Like prison rooms.
Cluttered.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Lighting is horrible in there.
Yeah,
it's not conducive. It's the kind of lighting that is actually conducive to you losing focus.
Yeah, putting you to sleep. Yep.
Yeah. You don't get lots of natural light in there. You don't, man... It could be a whole nother episode on systematic.
It's a lot, and then just to add to what Kay was saying, Anna, what you were saying. Look at the additives that was put in the crack. and all that. And then look at the after effects from when you take the crack.
Man.
You get what I'm saying? You see more crackheads, homeless, dead on the street than you do cocaine heads that are in Hollywood and Beverly Hills. Now let's take what you were saying with the school. We're gonna stay on the systemic shit, right? Look at the education, Rada, like how we're getting taught. We're getting fed processed, used, old food that's fucking up our systems, creating obesity in us. You know, then look at the education, the lack of education, the lack of resources, the lack of people who want to come down to the hood to give back to the community, their community and everything. Our history is different from theirs. So you go to a school in South Central versus a school in Calabasas, guarantee you the history books look the same. The curriculums and agendas look the same. Even the whole format of school looks the same. These kids go to school happily. Like, people come to school. That's why our dropout rate is like that. You know what I'm saying? It's fucked up. It's real fucked up, man.
And you don't have a lot of us going after like life-changing jobs to where we learn how to build shit and really become some real entrepreneurs.
Man, they took that shit out.
A lot of our options is on.
They took auto mechanic shit out.
We don't know.
Shop.
Our options is limited to where
they was taking that out during our years.
Wow.
I can show y'all a clear-cut way of systematic. So that school, that same school I'm telling you about that I'm at, the school right next door called High Tech. And some of my mentors always talk about that. They're like,
make it quick, T.
This school they're teaching you to be workers. That school they're teaching them to be your bosses.
Wow.
That school and when they drop and they was right, because when you see them get dropped off, they get dropped off in Bentleys, Teslas, Rolls, right next door.
Yeah, probably not even that. They probably coming to school in suits and ties.
Man. Well, they have a uniform, but they kids look a little lighter than us.
Yeah,
a lot lighter than us.
Okay, Just say it what it is. They white, man. Hey, don't go nowhere, man. We chopping up game underneath the patio. Y'all know what it is, man. We'll be back after these breaks. Yes, sir.
I guess we got to hold courts in the streets.
Hold courts in the street? What the fuck are you talking about? This ain't the time to move.
No loose ends, right?
So you're the predator, right up until you're prey.
The council is fictitious, and any information regarding them is false.
Y'all don't understand that mercy is a weakness. And it is the exact reason why we are in this crisis today. That's why I will not show the same mercy and sympathy that my father did.
You know, y'all like legends and shit, right? Like New Age Black Panthers.
Look, the council is nothing but some local killers terrorizing our streets, okay? So effective immediately is the war on this council. And we're gonna do everything in our power to keep our streets safe.
This council group stands behind every law-abiding citizen that wants change.
There are just so many people out here that have lost hope, and they're looking for the answers to their problems.
And are you that answer, Councilman Gay?
No. I'm the solution. Nigga, you know you gotta do better than that. I'm from the mud just like you, just a little bit more dirty. The council ends with you.
You are now rocking with the Patio PolitiCz.
Yes, sir. We back. Make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe, man.
Yeah.
Prayfully y'all listening, man, and getting a bar of this stuff, man. We talking a lot of great talk, man, and feeding y'all with some stuff. Now, I know we was talking about systemic racism in the system. Now, let me ask y'all how financial freedom versus financial survival, how does it impact the black relationships and family?
The family.
As a family, we don't know what financial freedom is.
So what is financial freedom? Let's add some context to these. Somebody can break down financial freedom
for me,
and then financial survival.
In the simplest form, financial freedom is everything that's necessity is paid and taken care of, and you just got extra funds for whatever, whenever, however.
Okay. I would say financial freedom is when you can do what you want, when you want, how you want.
Yeah.
And when you go to sleep, your money's making money.
Yeah.
Wealth.
Yeah. Residual.
Yes.
Income.
Yes.
Yeah.
But you're not pressed to go to work.
Yeah.
You can take days off and vacations, but you're still making money.
Like, I'm not missing out on no money. Money is still being made regardless of where I'm at or what I do.
Yes. Now, what's financial survival? I think we can all attest to that.
Man.
I'll let one of y'all. I know my definition because I'm financially surviving right now.
Paycheck to paycheck.
Man.
I need the next thing to survive a little more.
letting one bill, accumulate a little more interest because you got to pay this one right now.
Man.
Wait till you get to that one.
In debt with credit cards.
Meals,
Man.
Eating at home and making your lunch to go to work.
Borrowing money from your folks, your family.
I will say my struggles did transition. It went from like making ends meet to just like, you know what, I'm just pay everything that need to be paid and fuck it, I'll figure out me at the end. Like, how many days I got.
But that's you being financially responsible.
Yeah, but it's still a struggle though.
Hell yeah, it's a struggle.
Struggle like a motherfucker.
To me though, that's where I think freedom is one of those things that we be looking for other people to get it to us.
Yeah.
To give it to us. But once you unlock it on your own, you really also unlock the ability to sustain it.
Yeah.
Because you can just hand it to us to where we wouldn't even appreciate it.
That part.
Like, imagine you just hand us the dough. It's just like, damn. But then once you go through the struggles, and once you get the freedom, it's like, damn, now I can kind of like, I know how to really, what to do with this shit.
Do black people, so I got a question for y'all. Do black people think about wealth with financial freedom, or do they think about them as two separate things?
Two separate things.
Because
I think financial freedom to us is being rich and having a bag, opposed to
because we don't
wealthy.
see a whole lot of
worldly material rich.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Because even like for instance, something that Tony Robbins said that was interesting. He's like, people strive for this version of financial freedom that, or I think he said financial independence or financial freedom, because they think that the life is not working. But it's like wealthy people are not looking to chill every day. They're looking to be freed up so that they can build upon other things that then pass down through generations. But again, do our people have a legitimate argument with the fact that we've been overworked and we've been slaves? We've put in more work in this country unpaid and underpaid to be tired, to be craving, to not want to work.
Yeah, that's...
I can almost imagine another side of the room, the rooms that we not in. They asking the question of, well, shit, if they don't work, who gonna work? Because it ain't gonna be us.
Man, that part,
right.
But I imagine that though, what if we are then in those rooms? Who's gonna work?
It's like we've done our work, who's gonna do that work?
But we have to stop looking at ourselves as their workers. Like, no, y'all are gonna get
overly agree.
And I think too, we can also argue and debate the fact when you do have financial freedom, right? The people that are financially free, they go through other shit. I don't think they necessarily go through so much of the family shit, the relationship shit. A financially struggling person that's surviving to go through, but they go through more internal shit or whatever, where it's real deep. That's why the suicide rate for them be higher than the average struggling person. You know what I'm saying?
Like, are they happy?
You can
be alone too. That loneliness.
Right.
Then your trust issues. Are these people fucking with me because of me or because of what I can provide for them? Because financially free people, man, they don't really want to keep taking. They want to give money. They want to see people around them happy who ain't got it. So they splurge and they paying and all that. But are you really genuinely giving, from here, or are you paying for friendship?
Are black people truly financially free? Who have like those in our community that have good amounts of money? Are they truly free?
I think some of them.
Some of us.
I think some. Yeah, some. So now let's talk to the fact of financial survival. Like, why does it affect our relationships and our families?
Because we let it.
I think. Well, y'all go ahead. I'm thinking on a little more.
Go ahead, Rod.
I think one thing that comes in, and it shouldn't always comes into play. But realistically though, like, how can we genuinely be happy and sustain if we struggling to figure out how we pay the bills?
That part, yeah.
Like, I'm trying to love you in this home that I don't even know we can keep. We trying to raise a kid and let him run around this backyard, but then we might got to be out of here and so on. So we got other things. So I believe that it just leaves no room for the natural things to come through.
Yeah,
because self-preservation is a law of nature, and we all gonna try to, like, if you're not safe, and if you're not in a place to fully fend for yourself, you're gonna have to, like, it's like, what can I do? You're gonna try to do the best that you can to try to do it, to make it happen for you and for whatever you're responsible for.
All the while being in competition with the next.
Man.
Yeah, and that's where the arguments be coming in with relationships. When bills can't be paid for,
man,
y'all can't get the kid this. Whose fault is it? Yeah, this person ain't working this amount of time. Don't let nobody get laid off or fired. Man, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And I think that's the difference between us. If you look at the dynamic in a white family, even from the movies, when one of them get laid off or fired, if they don't kill themselves, because that be their, you know, if they stay alive or live long enough to see through it, their partner is supporting them through the way and not bashing them. Opposed to in a black household where if we get fired, we're getting tore down. What happened? It ain't even a thing of, baby, are you okay? It's a thing of, what happened?
Immediately
what
we
happened?
don't have each other.
Yeah, what happened?
But that's been taught to us.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to get my new car. We ain't gonna be able to go to Cancun, and we ain't gonna go to Bali. So what happened? What's the, you know what I'm saying? Especially in situations where the man is the provider for the household.
Yeah,
that's where it get fucked up at.
Yeah.
You know, and that's another dilemma, because now the dilemma ain't even corporate America no more. Now the dilemma in my fucking house. Now I got to deal with her having an attitude.
Yeah.
First thing she's bringing up is the negative shit. I gotta work extra hours. Now I gotta this and that. Instead of saying, like, baby, how you doing? We gonna make it work and figure it out.
Yeah.
Like, why don't you take a few days off to get your mind right? Because I know you're affected from it. And then let's come together in 2 or 3 days, put our brains together, and let's see, what do you want to do? Do you want to get another job? Do you want to start your own business? What do you want to do? You know?
And I think and that's what some of the problem be, is people don't realize what they want to do.
Yeah.
It's that, man, you'll be coming up with plans and stuff like that, because in my mind, like, if you have a destination in the plan, no matter how long it take to get there.
Yeah.
If we genuinely want that, we know that this process that we in is not going to be going on forever.
Forever.
You know?
And you ain't going to be on that process by yourself, King, brother. Man,
right. That I got you with me, and I ain't got to worry about breaking myself up to where I'm coming home and,
man, yeah.
But also what ties your whole experience.
Man.
But also what ties into that too is if you're living for survival, then again, okay, you probably aren't planning that much further ahead, because if you're planning further ahead, then you aren't looking at this time in survival as like the end all be all. You're like, well, no, we struggling for 4 years because we stacking this up, because it's gonna be easier for us to get to 6 figures stacking it together than one, you know. So
that's where psychological warfare.
I get a better version of my lover now.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Now I ain't got to sacrifice one or the other. Like,
and if we're struggling, we can't be no team.
But think about this.
50-50 shit. No, honey. You do what you need to do. Let me do what I need to do, and we gonna rule.
But think about this too.
We never fucking do. You know,
the bullshit that we dealing with.
If during that period that you're struggling, you can see yourself still crushing milestones. On the road to what you're attempting to get to, then you shouldn't be as stressed out. Like when you brought up the example of the white families.
Yeah,
I see a lot more planning than I do with us. You know, I mentioned that on another show about planning. The planning has to be there.
We don't, because we fuck first and try to plan as we're going along.
Yeah,
that's why divorce rate. That's why we end up hating each other, because we didn't spend that courting time or courtship really getting to know. Like with me, I'm not gonna date or entertain no female if you ain't goal orientated. What do you want to be when you continue to grow? I mean, we grown now, so it ain't no grow up now. What do you want to be? You should be at a point where you already chasing your dream, figuring it out. It should be already figured out. Now, if you like, oh, I don't know, I just want to work a 9 to 5 for the next, I want to retire here. You want to retire at a security company. Now, I can't. That's not. Nah. You gotta have queendom on your mind.
Well, you're not reaching high enough so that even if you fall short, or you know, you are still.
And no shout out to the women that's like that. You know, shout out to y'all. But I mean, for me, like, I need a queen sitting next to me. I need a goddess next to me. You know what I'm saying? But she has to have her own business. So at any given time, if I may stumble and fall, you know, in my career, whatever the case may be, she's right there to like, okay, baby, I'm gonna hold you up. Right. Until you get back on your feet, vice versa. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And of course, you know, us, we find it so, I ain't gonna say impossible, but difficult to just provide and take care of a woman because, baby, what you don't want to raise the kids because you want us to hire a nanny, so you don't even want to be a fucking mom 24 hours a day and nurture your kids and raise them. You don't want to stay home and teach them because you want to be out shopping. You want to be out work. You want to work out all day. I got you a gym in the house. You're not going to be working out 24 hours a day. Stop it. You get what I'm saying?
But that comes from how they're raised as well too, to think about even how life is supposed to be.
Yeah.
And it's not.
Yeah.
Sometimes you got a lot to unlearn.
Yeah, that part. That's psychological warfare. That's psychological warfare.
But see, also, okay, before I met mine, that was something that I had made a new deal breaker in mine, which is like, you know what, I realized I don't have to feel sorry for you that you got to unlearn some shit, but the amount of time that it's going to take you to unlearn it, I'm not going to be your guinea pig of unlearning it, because unlearning also has to be replaced with something.
Yeah,
so if
hell
you're thinking
yeah,
about
dude.
shopping all day and stuff, you're not going to magically flip it on like a light switch and become who my grandmother was. And
it can be done
unless demonstrated properly, though.
But
I mean, well, I only say that because I'm an adjuster, I'm an adapter. So I look at a situation like that and I be like, all right, well,
But
I
you're
can
a
flip
man.
the switch real quick, like.
But you're a man and you're
Is that
intentional.
why?
Yes.
Yes.
Sometimes though, some of us, we really don't be demonstrating shit though. Like, man, like we'll be giving a woman something, but she ain't seen nothing to where she had that security. Like, if we able to flip something, or we able to show them that, hey, I can make something happen, and sometimes they tend to be more trustworthy. You know, I know what you're talking about, man.
Now let me ask y'all this: what's the difference between chasing the bag with our people, chasing the bag, and securing self? Maintaining a maintaining a sense of self versus chasing the bag.
You can get a bag quicker than you can figure yourself out, most people would say.
I'm gonna say that.
I disagree with that.
You can get a bag if you give up
disagree.
I'm gonna say that's the
Yeah, I
equivalent
disagree
of
with
doing
that.
what you have to do and doing what you want to do. I'm equating to that. Like, I'm gonna believe like chasing the bags. Like, damn, okay, I'm doing what I gotta do in order to make all of this happen. But then the other one, what were you saying?
Maintaining a sense of self.
Maintaining the sense of self is meaning that we doing what you want to do. Like, you genuinely making a choice.
Yeah, you gotta want.
Like, if I don't want to work, if I don't want to go do this, like, you're comfortable within yourself that much to where you don't have to make the decision for that.
Man, that's it. That's I like that. I like that, maintaining a sense of self. Because if you ain't got self, you ain't got nothing at the end of the day. You just gonna be getting the bag and on autopilot like a motherfucker.
Man.
And it's like, nah, I wanna be able to be free inside, man. If I'm free inside, then I'm gonna be free. If I'm free inside, then I'm gonna be free outside. You know what I'm saying? If that makes any sense.
You got quite a few people out here who have touched the bag, touched the PPPs, who said if they would have touched X, Y, and Z, what they was gonna do with it. But they didn't have a sense of self to where they touched that money, and all that money then went. That shit was gone.
Yep.
So that autopilot is another form of being a slave.
Yep, exactly.
You know,
because you can be getting a bag like a motherfucker, but don't have a sense of self and be lost and just get in the bag.
Man.
Yeah.
We was never taught to know what to do with that bag.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We wasn't set up proper, or at least I speak for myself. I wasn't set up proper with all of those things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Nah, true though. A lot of, and I'm included in that, because I'm not down tucking us all, because I'm also included in that. But we also know, like, shit, it do become a choice, because you see what the hell going on out here. We see that if we keep on this loop, we gonna stay at the bottom of the barrel.
Man, for real.
You know,
Yeah.
so that's.
If you know that there's any difference in where you are in the barrel, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because there's a lot of people that just accept life for how it
and they
is.
ain't tripping on that.
Ain't
True
nothing
that.
wrong. This how life.
Real
This how I
shit.
live. I'm cool with it. They don't want no more.
Real
they don't
shit.
know that there's more to want.
Well, those are people you got to stay away from, man. You know, I seen something. You could be connected to bad fruit, man, and if you connected to that bad fruit and it's rotten, that shit'll get off on you.
So I'm gonna say for instance, one of those people like a shot of guru type dude though.
Yeah, okay.
You know, to where like, man, I'm good. Like, I don't need nothing. Like, a house for what? I'm comfortable.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? I
Yeah.
can also see like somebody just being so rich with life. that all this
stoic.
other shit.
Yeah.
All this other shit don't matter.
But see, that's a person who done mastered the sense of self at that point. Yeah.
But stoicism is something. Even Marcus Aurelius said that was like he was in his older age too when he was still mastering it.
Yeah.
So,
but was he black?
He was. Well, that was what I was getting at.
Yeah.
But he wasn't black. And then so we're saying, okay, be stoic as well as you're coming up.
We can get it.
We can
get it.
We can get it.
Yep.
But what's stoic
We
to
can
you?
get
What's
it.
stoicism to you? What is it? To me, it's having control of self and emotions.
Peace.
It is.
Mastering self.
Yeah, that's what it is to me.
But what you're saying, Kay, I'm talking about like, and we're also up against the environments we come up against that they all aren't.
Yeah.
But if our practice is as strong as the environment and as long and as diligent as the environment is, we can counteract it.
Man, that part, yeah, that's true.
Message.
That's true, T.
Yeah.
we can't fight it alone. But imagine if now I'm like this, but then imagine so many more people, and we all get like this.
Yeah.
That's when it really. We haven't seen it though, bro. We haven't seen it at all. So what you're saying is it whole way, but I believe it's possible, man. We getting there.
Now, okay.
I believe it. I just, I see them trying to weaponize everything against.
For sure.
Of course, yeah, they already doing it now.
We gotta be slick about it.
Exactly. Coming into the witching hour resolution, fellas, to fighting this dilemma. Give me some success versus survival, man. How can we counter this dilemma, or whatever the case may be?
Fucking work together.
Yeah.
Goals and a value system.
Okay. Goals, value system. Okay. Like what kind of value system?
Okay, so the reason I say goals is because they'll depend on what your value system is. And then when you have your value system in place, they can't put something in front of you. If I'm a vegetarian, no amount of juicy ass burgers you put in front of me is gonna make me take a bite of that shit.
Mm-hmm.
So when you talk about value system, my value system is the reason I brought up capital. My value system is to live purpose and also help my community through needing capital to control what comes in and out of it, so I don't have processed foods coming in and my kids and whatnot.
Yeah, for sure.
My value system is now centered around the fact that I don't want your crappy ass food coming into my community.
Yeah.
Or I don't want to, or I'm not settling for this in our convenience stores, our grocery stores, because my value system at the core is that.
Yeah.
We say we want to do a lot of good things in our communities, but a lot of our people don't have their value systems concrete.
Yeah.
So we allow wiggle room while we are doing good work in a lot of places. A lot of our people are. We don't give enough credit to our own people to do.
Yeah, but it ain't no value system if it can become compromised. At
Exactly.
The end of the day, so
that's it.
They may say it's value system, but it's not. Especially if you got a price on your head and you can be bought. Because like you saying, if you really a vegetarian, there's a cause and effect. There's a consequence. If I eat this juicy ass burger, what it's gonna do to my system. Mm-hmm. So you're not gonna eat that shit at all. It ain't even gonna. The smell of it gonna bother you.
And then my influence over everybody else who sees that I compromised because maybe it wasn't a juicy burger. Maybe they put the world's greatest chef made the best filet mignon in front of me.
Yeah. See?
And if I'm K, I still am gonna say no. Mm-hmm. Fuck no.
Master self.
You're not gonna feed me this shit.
Yeah. Oh no, go ahead, Ron.
Not solutions. Which
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, man, for me, it's so many different routes, man. All roads lead to home. One I'm gonna say is a lot, but focusing on self, right? Not to where you're leaving everybody out, but focusing on self to where you're able to become a strong link that will then hold a chain that's soon to come, to where that you able to be more efficient in your family, to be a leader in my family. So I believe that, hey, if I sharpen myself up on my art, if I sharpen myself up on my craft to be able to make me some money out here, but I'm also working on my spirit, my mental and everything, where I'm becoming a good dude, a good partner in my relationship, to then now I'm becoming a better lover and a better leader for my significant other. And then that hopefully we will then have children, and our children will become also a sponge from everything that we soaking in, so that my family will then become an outreach to the community. Mm-hmm. So I believe that once you work on what we only have control of, once you work on that and get that, everything that comes after that will become a stronger foundation, because the community is a reflection of the family.
Man,
and the family is a reflection of the individuals that's a part of the family.
Mm-hmm. Damn.
Man, I already said what I need to say, because I already said they was going to break it down.
Yeah.
I said work together. Did they not? Because that's what it's really all about. Like, we really got to come together as a people and know that what we create together, nobody else can destroy but us.
Mm-hmm. Man.
If anybody else is destroying it, it's because we're allowing them to do so. So we just got to stop it. We got to cut that shit out.
I can't hit the nail harder than what y'all hit it, man. I'll just say, man, in surviving, that's the success alone. You survive. You succeeded in that. Man, that's the cheat code right there. Man. You have succeeded in surviving, man. That's the hack. That's the cheat code. Celebrate that. and continue to be successful within yourself, man, and everything is going to follow, and have a plan. And like all my brothers said, man, everything they just said is in alignment to your survival, and you continuing to survive, and you succeeding at doing so. Man. That's the success in that. So
in itself.
Yes. So that's it, man. Y'all know, you already know what it is. It's the Patio PolitiCz. That's our show for today. Man, we're going to be back next Tuesday at 6 p.m. Shout out to the sponsors, man. Make sure y'all like, share, subscribe, all that. Yeah. King Kendon, King Mac Millie, Trouble T Mills, man, and your friendly neighborhood man, J5TH. Y'all know what it is, man. Be blessed. We love y'all. Love yourself, man, and we out like this.
Bye.